All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and jump right into, I want to start with our river forecast. I was just pulling together some numbers, checking on some of our flood stages and where we're at. And yeah, these are some of our top concern areas where we have our flood warnings in effect today. Alafaya at Lithia, current level a little over 24 feet, flood stage at 13. So we are well above that. And as we look at our record levels there, we are just a couple of feet away. Our record level there at the Alafaya, a little over 28 feet. We check on Cypress Creek, where currently we're at 13 feet, and our flood stage, we're about 5 above that. And look at how close we are to the record there. Record for that area, 13.8 feet. So at this point, we are on approach to hitting that level. And as for the Hillsborough, this is right around the area where we are kind of right above record levels as well. We just hit about 35.7 feet for the Hillsborough, and our flood stage 32. So all of these areas are going to be concerns for today. Also looking into the Manatee River, some of our other spots that we are still under those flood warnings for as well. So I'll continue to get some more of those numbers. And we certainly don't need any rain here around the state. And luckily we are looking at a mostly rain-free stretch. We're still in this pattern where there are going to be a couple of showers moving through, but we don't expect anything widespread. Don't expect anything too heavy out there. And here's some of our rainfall totals from the event. Of course, our highest, St. Petersburg, 18.75 inches there in Clearwater, 14 inches. These rainfall totals stacked up in about 6 hours. And so that's when we had those flood emergencies issued from the Tampa Bay Weather Service office, because all of this rain started to come down so quickly. Zephyr Hills and Holiday, also a little over 14 inches of rainfall in that very short time frame. As for our high tide cycle along the coast, we're going to hit that at around 7:30 this morning. Then from there, we head into our low tide about 4:30. And that's our only high tide for today. It's not until Saturday we'll start to talk about those water levels rising again up along the coast. As for Milton, now post-tropical Milton, but yeah, this storm's still doing its thing out in the east and really parts of the Atlantic. This is going to kind of deteriorate as it continues on this fast eastward motion here, moving about 20 miles per hour now. And so this is not going to curve back and impact the continental U.S. This will stay out to sea and continue to weaken pretty rapidly, in fact, today and into tomorrow. But on the backside of Milton, we're still pretty breezy out there, especially we look to the east coast, Daytona Beach, 28-mile-per-hour gust right now. As for most of our Bay Area, we're in that 7 to 14 mile per hour range as far as our winds. And these are steady winds. And so it is going to be a bit on the breezy side for today, with winds right around this range, mostly 10 and 15 miles per hour for today. We look on into our Saturday, where I still think these winds are going to be right around that 5 to 10 mile per hour range. So not completely calm, not too windy out there, but we will notice the breezes as we're out and about doing these kind of cleanup efforts around the house. And especially for crews trying to kind of get those restoration efforts underway, it's a bit on the breezy side for some of those kind of bucket trucks going up, for example. But as for any rain, we're really talking about generally a rain-free stretch here. I think most of our rain chances off to the east coast, and we'll see a couple of those further south, maybe around Fort Myers area. And so we can't rule out a couple of these sprinkles moving through the area, especially into this evening, but I don't really expect too much out of that. So if you do see a shower, it'll be relatively quick moving, pretty light, in fact, but just want to mention that as don't want you to be caught off guard later on today if you have a little sprinkle moving overhead. So for today, 84, I expect a lot of sunshine out there with that sunrise right around 7:28 this morning. For tonight, 67, and these cooler temperatures are going to stay with us through most of this week. So that's really going to be great for all these power outages. At least we could throw the windows open, have these winds moving through with these 60-degree temperatures really all across the area, even low 60s up around the Nature Coast. There's a look at your Saturday. We reach for a high of about 85 with that sunrise right around the 7:30 hour, less humid, and that is going to stay with us all weekend long. As for being out on the water, we're really going to be talking about rough conditions on the bay today, tomorrow. Then by Sunday, things calm down a little bit. Seas around 2 feet. Light chop on the bay with northeast winds 10 knots for the end of the weekend. There's your 7-day forecast, my friends.